Hey guys, good evening. Guys, if you're able to see my screen, just type S in the chat box so that we can get started. Great. Thanks for the confirmation, guys. So, yeah. So, where did we stop in the last session? What was the last topic? We were discussing about modifiers, right? In the modifiers, only one modifier was left out. What was the name of the modifier? Can anyone ping in the chat box? What was the name of the modifier that is left out from the list of modifiers that I need to cover, which is in pending? Yes, Ram, you are right. Yes, Satya, you are right. Abstract modifier. Okay. Abstract modifier and followed by the interfaces concept I'm going to cover now, especially. Okay. Especially. So, fine. So let me go to the notes once. Meanwhile, I'll also open the Eclipse ID here. Fine. Modifiers and interfaces is the topic. I'll just open the notes here. Fine. Okay. So here we have different modifiers. We can categorize the modifiers into access modifiers and non-access modifiers. Okay. Coming to the access modifiers, private, public, protected, and default, I covered in the last session. And coming to the non-access modifier, static and final, I covered already in the previous session. Now let's go into the abstract. Okay. The last modifier that is left out is abstract modifier. So let's begin with abstract modifier. What is abstract and all? So again, let's revise about the different object-oriented concepts I've covered so far. What are the different object-oriented concepts I covered so far during this Java sessions for Selenium? Object-oriented concepts. Object-oriented concepts. Okay. First one was object. What is an object? I already covered in one of the previous sessions saying object is a representation of real-world entity in Java programming. Then I explained about a class. We need class and we use class as a template or factory or blueprint for creating these objects, right? We use class as a blueprint or template or factory or a plan for creating the objects. Then I explained about which concept after object and class, polymorphism was the topic. Polymorphism. Okay. So in Java, we have two topics like overloading and overriding. Overloading and overriding, where polymorphism is covered. Okay, polymorphism, object-oriented concept is covered. Next one is inheritance. Right? Using extends keyword and all, I covered the inheritance. Next one is after inheritance. Did I cover encapsulation? Yes, I covered encapsulation also. Encapsulation like private variables and public methods kind of concept I covered, where okay, private members of the class can be accessed using the public methods, okay, from outside the class. This way of restricting the things is called as encapsulation. I covered on that day. And the final topic that is left out is abstraction. As part of object-oriented concepts, abstraction is left out. And how abstraction is possible in abstraction, object-oriented concept is possible in Java. With the help of what I can explain. One is abstract modifier and interfaces. Okay, abstraction is possible in Java with the help of what, guys? Tell me, guys, now. All these things were already covered, guys, in the previous session. All these object-oriented concepts were already covered. Last object-oriented concept, at a high-level object-oriented concept, is all about abstraction. Coming to the abstraction, we have abstract modifier and interfaces. Abstract modifiers and interfaces we have. Okay, these are the two concepts using which in Java we can implement abstraction object-oriented concept. Everyone type in the chat box using what abstraction object-oriented concept is possible in Java. Using what concepts in Java? Abstraction concept is possible in Java. Everyone type in the chat box. Abstraction concept is possible in Java with the help of what? With the help of? Type in the chat box, guys. Yes, abstract modifier and interface. Abstract modifier and interfaces. Because of these two concepts, we can implement abstraction concept, Java concept in Java, or concept in Java, you can say. Okay, fine. So first, let's talk about the abstract modifier, which is all about abstract modifier. Partial abstraction is possible. Okay, using abstract modifier, which type of abstraction is possible? Partial abstraction. Everyone type in the chat box. Partial abstraction. Partial abstraction is possible using abstract modifier. And coming to the interfaces, it's full abstraction. Full abstraction. Okay. Or you can either say particular, for example, there is a glass, guys. Let's assume that there is glass. Okay. It's half filled with water. Either you can say the glass is half empty or half full. Okay. Either you can say half empty or half full, right? Here also, either we can say it as a partial abstraction or partial implementation. Partial implementation. Partial abstraction. Sorry, my voice was breaking, I think so. I know. Let me do one thing. Just give me a second, guys. I'll try to connect to another network. Just upgraded here. Am I getting any network apart from this? Okay, I don't think I can see some network here. Okay, let's go with this. It may, fluctuate in between. That's okay. If any problem, let me know, guys. Okay, so either you can say this abstract modifier as partial abstraction or partial implementation. Like the glass is half full or half empty. Either half full or half empty, you can say, right? Similarly, you can say abstract modifier as partial abstraction or partial implementation. Partially you're implementing or partially you're hiding. Okay, implementation is partial, or you can say partial hiding also. Okay, and coming to the interfaces, it's all about full abstraction or zero implementation. Full abstraction or zero implementation. You can call anything. Zero implementation. Zero implementation. But in the latest versions of Java, interfaces have got some methods, guys, which we cannot say that zero implementation anymore. But first, let's learn like that. Okay, intentionally, let's learn interfaces like that. In the latest versions of Java, few methods we got, different type of methods we got. We can implement the methods, guys. But to get started, right, let's differentiate the abstract modifier interfaces in these terms. And later, when I explain about the interfaces, right, when I explain about the interfaces, how implementation is possible in interface also, I'll explain. Okay. Full abstraction or zero implementation, and full hiding or zero implementation. Okay, both are same, right? Like that. Okay, everyone type in the chat box. Abstract modifier is about partial abstraction or partial implementation, whereas interfaces is all about full abstraction or zero implementation. Okay, everyone type in the chat box so that you guys can remember. So once you type in the chat box, I'll start with abstract modifier, which is all about partial implementation or partial abstraction, partial hiding or partial implementation. Yeah, everyone type in the chat box. Yes, Janavi, you are right. So what about other people? Everyone type in the chat box. Abstract modifier only. For now, abstract modifier, you right? That's enough. Okay. Partial implementation or partial abstraction, you can say. Okay. If someone asks you about the abstract modifier, you have to say partial abstraction or partial implementation. Okay. So interface is all about full abstraction or zero implementation. I'll cover about interface in depth. Don't worry. Okay. Fine. Let's start with abstract modifier. Let's start with abstract modifier. That's correct, guys. Whatever you typed in the chat box is correct. Abstract modifier. Let's start with abstract modifier. Let's start with abstract modifier. Let's start with abstract modifier. Let me check WhatsApp group once. Let's see if anyone is waiting there. Let's see. I think just let me know. Let me ping everyone. Like session has already started. Join using the link in the description of this group. Okay, that's it. Fine. Let's give a small information there. That's okay. If anyone is missing, they'll join. Okay. Yes, abstract modifier is all about partial implementation or partial abstraction. Also, you can say partial abstraction or partial implementation. Okay. What is this partial abstraction or partial implementation? I'll tell you right now. Okay, I'll just do one thing. I'll just close this this class and freshly create a new package here. We were creating a lot of packages right in this Java project. So create a new package. I'll just name this package. Already some modifiers package did we create, or what is that last time we created? default class object constructor data types, flow control statements, inheritance, Java introduction pack, literal stack methods, modifiers. Okay, in the modifiers, access modifiers, under that I covered all these 4 access modifiers and non-access modifiers. Yeah, here abstract modifier already created, guys. Under this abstract modifier, I'll create a class, guys. I'll just name this class as any name you can give, guys. That's okay. Any name. Let's say car class I'll create. We are very used to this car class, right? Let's create the car class. Okay, inside the car class, I will create, okay, inside the car class, I'll create a method, guys. Public void start car. Like that, I'll create one method. Okay, public void start car. I'm creating a method. Here inside this method, I can write the implementation also. Implementation also I can write, guys. System.out.println. System.out.println. Here I'll say inside car started. I'll say simply some sample method I'm just writing here. And this particular method is an abstract method or a normal method. What do you say, guys? It is an abstract method or a normal method? Public void start car, starting of the method, ending of the method, having some code inside the method. This is a normal method or an abstract method? What do you think? It is a normal method. Everyone type in the chat box, it's a normal method. Everyone type in the chat box, this particular method that I have written inside the car class is a normal method, which has a body, method body is there. Okay, all these keywords I already covered. You see in this particular car.java file, package keyword I already explained, public keyword I explained, class keyword I explained, public I explained, void I explained, everything you know already, right? It is a normal method, guys, as usual, simple and normal method. But if I write abstract keyword here, what will happen? Is my voice breaking, guys? Is my voice breaking? Guys, is my voice breaking? No. It's not breaking, guys. Okay. Okay. Sometimes it is breaking. Okay, let me see. Give me a second, guys. Guys, how about my voice now? Is it clear? I connected to a better network now. Is that okay, guys? Is that clear? Okay, fine. I don't think the problem will be repeated now. I just connected to a better network now. Okay, fine. Let's continue. So guys, the moment I add the abstract modifier here before a method, what is happening? What is happening, guys? Can you see a compiler error coming here? A compiler error is coming. The reason for the error is abstract methods do not specify a body is the reason. You see, the moment you provide an abstract method, that particular abstract method cannot have this starting brace, ending brace, and some implementation. You have to remove that implementation, put a semicolon here. Abstract method should not have the implementation. This is how the abstract methods will look like. Okay, the abstract methods will look like something like this. Now, does that mean that this particular class should only have the abstract methods? No. Okay, so this is an example of an abstract method. Can you specify the abstract modifier before a, guys, can you specify the abstract modifier before a method? Can you specify the abstract modifier before a method? Yes or no? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. We can specify the abstract modifier before a method. Okay, and second thing is that a class containing at least one, minimum one abstract method should also be mentioned as abstract. That's the reason the error is not gone it. You see, earlier we got abstract method should not contain a body. We removed the body and put a semicolon here. But the problem now is it's not about the abstract method here. The problem is about the class. The class holding at least one abstract method should also be specified as abstract. Hover the mouse on this, error message has changed here. You see, the abstract method start car in the type car can only be defined by an abstract class. That means if a particular class has to hold some abstract methods, the class also should be specified with which modifier? The class also should be specified with which modifier to hold the abstract methods? Abstract. That's the reason error is still coming. Okay. I have to add abstract here. Normal classes cannot hold the abstract methods. Abstract classes only can hold the abstract methods. Okay. Abstract classes can only hold the abstract methods. So here abstract modifier can also be provided between the, for the class. Class also you can provide. Okay. A class containing at least one or minimum one abstract method should also be specified, okay, with abstract modifier. Now, what about a variable? Not applicable for the variable. Not applicable for the abstract modifier generally cannot be specified for the variables, okay? Variable we cannot, only for method and class. The only one modifier that can be specified with a combination of method and class is abstract modifier, guys. Only one modifier that can be specified before a method and class is nothing but the abstract modifier. It cannot be specified before the variable. It cannot be specified before the variable. Not applicable for variables, okay? Only for methods and classes. And if you specify the abstract modifier before a method, that particular method should not contain the method body, and the class containing a minimum one abstract modifier specified method should also be specified as abstract class. Only abstract classes can hold the abstract methods. Only abstract classes can hold the abstract methods. Simple. Okay. Now, does that mean that abstract classes should only contain only abstract methods? No, that's not the case. You can have non-abstract methods also. Okay. Public void stop car. You see, start car is not implemented, but stop car can be implemented. That's okay. That's okay, guys. If only one, at least one abstract, if only at least one abstract method is there, if only at least one abstract method is there, that class should be specified as abstract modifier. Abstract modifier specified or abstract classes can contain both abstract methods and non-abstract methods. Minimum one or any number of abstract methods and non-abstract methods that they can contain. Okay. Car stopped. Car stopped. Clear, guys? Clear, everyone? Clear, everyone? At least one abstract modifier is there means the class should also be specified with abstract modifier, and the abstract classes can contain both abstract methods and non-abstract methods. That's why abstract modifier is called as is for partial implementation. That's why we call it as partial implementation or partial abstraction. You see, partial abstraction means some methods are abstract methods, some methods are non-abstract. That is partial abstraction. Partial implementation means some methods are partial implemented, some methods are not implemented. You can have any number of abstract methods, you can have any number of non-abstract methods. That's why it's called as partial implementation. Abstract classes are all about partial implementation or partial abstraction. Partial abstraction. You can have any number of abstract methods, any number of non-abstract methods inside the abstract classes. But a class containing at least one abstract method should also be mentioned as abstract. Okay, should also be mentioned as abstract. Otherwise, you'll get the compiler error. Okay, let's implement some abstract methods and non-abstract methods here. So here I'll just create a few more methods here. Public abstract. I'll just make this, I'll remove this abstract here. I'll just make this a non-abstract method. Okay, this is a general one, right? So I'll implement it. System.out.println car started L, right? This is not a normal method. This one I'll make it abstract method, abstract. Here I'll say charge car. Charge it. Okay, charge it. Charge car, I'll say. Okay, nowadays all electric cars will be there, right? You know, where we have to charge them. Okay, public abstract void charge car, and you cannot have the body here. Cannot have the body. And if this particular class is not a abstract class, then at least single abstract method is there. Then you have to specify this class with the abstract keyword. Then error will be gone. Okay, you can have any number of abstract methods here. Public abstract void. Okay. Open sunroof or moonroof, whatever you call it. Okay. Open sunroof. Okay. Public void, public abstract. Nowadays, latest cars have a lot of things, right? What is that? Otherwise, we can do one thing, that is okay. Set speed. I'll say. You can set some speed now. Nowadays, auto speed is there. Okay, set speed. Any other features you want to include, you can include. Okay, set speed you can write. Set speed. Yes, airbags, protection, many things are there. Automatic gear. Okay, like that. Okay, fine. Okay, that's okay. So here, simple thing is, few methods are abstract methods, few methods are non-abstract methods. That's why it's partial implementation or partial abstraction. Abstract classes are all about, abstract modifier is all about implementing the partial implementation or partial abstraction. Okay, we generally say partial implementation or partial. Yeah, cruise control. This generally I forgot, guys. Okay, that's thanks Manju for it. You know, reminding this, helping me remember this. Okay, cruise control. Okay, cruise control on, like that, some kind of methods. Now, if you clearly look into this abstract classes, right? there are some methods which are implemented. There are some methods which are not implemented, abstract methods which cannot contain the method body generally. You see, abstract methods should only be defined or declared. Declared, only declared or defined, only declared or defined, only declared or defined, okay? Only declared or defined, okay? Only declared or defined, okay? Declared or defined. Non-abstract methods can have the method body, okay? They can be implemented. The implementation is there. This method is implemented, this method is implemented, but these methods are only declared or defined, okay? They are abstract methods which don't have the implementation. That's why partial implementation we say, or partial abstraction we say. Fine. But now my question here is, who will implement these particular methods? Tell me guys, if one of the class is an abstract class containing some abstract methods, then abstract methods of that particular abstract class will be implemented by whom? That's the question. If anyone know the answer, you can type in the chat box. Okay? Otherwise, I'll explain anyhow. Okay. If you guys know the answer for this particular question, like, who will implement the abstract methods of the abstract class? Who will implement the abstract methods of the abstract class? You can type in the chat box if you know. Subclasses are right.
The
Child
classes which will be implementing
yes,
this
correct.
interface for your
Yes.
abstract class. In this case, extend.
Yes, correct. The child classes of this car class, which is an abstract class, can implement. Okay, it's not compulsory for that. Can implement. Okay, there's a possibility. Okay, so let's implement that. Right click new class. I'll just give some name like nowadays. What are the latest classes like cars? Let's say I'll just take one car. Okay, Tata Punch I'll take. Okay, and then click on finish. I'll make one of this car. This is the name of the car, guys, from the Tata company, and the name of the or model of the car is Punch, whatever you can say. Now I'll make this car a child class of extends. Okay, I'll make this car class a child class of which class? This abstract class, car class. The moment I do that, immediately the error will come here. Why the error is coming here? Can anyone say why this child class is getting the error here? The moment I extend this car class containing this abstract methods, okay, the child class is getting an error. If it was a normal class, if it doesn't contain the abstract methods, let's say if I remove this abstract methods, you see the error will be gone. Error is gone. The moment I add the abstract methods, it's coming. What is the reason?
Because the body is there.
Due to unimplemented methods.
Yes. The child classes which are inheriting this particular abstract classes containing abstract methods, it's mandatory for them to implement. It's kind of mandatory for them to implement. Otherwise, there is another alternative, I'll tell you. Okay, if this kind of way you are creating the child class and all right, it's mandatory. That's the reason compiler error is coming over the mouse. What it is saying, the type, this particular class type must implement the inherited abstract method. Which method it's asking us to implement? One of the abstract methods, that is cruise control, it is asking to implement. Okay, what we can do is, let's implement public void. What is the name? Name of this method? Cruise control on, right? Let's do that, okay? System.out.println cruise control of the car is on. Okay, that's it. Is error gone? Not yet, because this is not the only abstract method we have in the parent class that this child class is extending or extending, or is it is a child class of this car class, right? But the car class has lot more abstract methods. Only one abstract method we have implemented. So once again, if you implement one of the abstract method of the parent class in the child class, this is called as overriding. Yes or no, guys? This is called as overriding. Can we call this as overriding? Can we call this as overriding? Yes or no? Guys, can we call this as overriding? Let's try it out. Override. Yeah, this is definitely an overriding. Yes, yes, Ashish, you are right. If there is at least one abstract method inside a class, then the class has to be declared as abstract. That will go later. Okay. For now, whatever you are saying in the chat box is 100% right. The first thing is that it's mandatory to implement the abstract methods of the parent class in the child class. If this particular child class doesn't want to implement all these abstract methods of the parent class, there's an alternative. I'll tell you. Okay. There's an alternative that I'll tell you. Okay. So fine. Public void cruise control on. What is the other method it's asking us to implement now? Over the mouse, it's mandatorily asking us to implement to overcome this compiler error. that the type car must implement this particular child class must implement the inherited abstract method charge car. Another abstract method is asking us to implement. Let's implement the another abstract, override the another abstract method in the child classes. Public void charge car. Okay. Here I'll simply write down system.out.println car charged. Car charged. Okay. Is this particular method an overridden method of the abstract method in the parent class? Yes or no? Is this particular method is an overridden method? Yes or no? Having the same name and its implementing is being done means it's an overridden method only, right? How to confirm whether it's an overriding or not? Simply override you, right? If no error is coming means this particular method is an overridden method of the parent method in the child parent method, okay? Which is having the same name as the parent class method, okay? But in the parent class method, these are abstract methods which are getting overridden in the child classes, okay? That you have to understand. Now still the error is not gone. Why? Anyone can tell why the error is still not gone? Why the error is still not gone? Out of 3 abstract methods, how many abstract methods are implemented in the child class? Overridden in the one more abstract method is there. What is that abstract method that we have to implement here? What is that another abstract method we have apart from cruise control on charge car and all? What is another abstract?
Open sunroof.
Open sunroof method. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so public void open sunroof. This also let's override. Okay, it's also let's override at the rate. Override in the child class. The moment you do this, error will be gone. Is error gone here? Once you implement that, is error gone? Yes, error is gone. Okay. Sunroof open. Sunroof open. Okay. Open. That's it. You see, all the abstract methods of the parent class, if they are implemented or overridden by the child class, okay, the error is gone. Whatever the error that you are getting for the child class on extending this parent class containing the abstract methods is gone now. But this one case, guys. Okay, this one case. There may be some cases where I'll create. There may be some cases where the child class won't want to implement all the abstract methods of the parent class. I'll create one more class here. Just another child class I'll create. I'll create one more. What is the problem here? Save all. Yeah, save all. Just close this. Yeah, that's it. I'll create one more child class. I'll just name this as Honda Maze or something. Just give some random car name. Click on finish. The moment I click on finish and just this also I'll make it as a child class. Can I make this Honda Maze also a child class of the car class? Yes, that is possible. Multiple classes can have can be a children of the single parent. That's okay. Extends car I can say. The moment I do that, again the error will come also for similarly how the error has come for Tata Punch. The same error is coming from Honda Maze. So what I can do here, guys, here, guys, here I can implement this abstract methods, but I don't want to implement all the, okay. Let's say this, I'll just intentionally call this as Honda Maze 2020 version, okay, 2023 version, okay, 2023 year related Honda Maze, let's say, okay. Let's implement all this. We have to implement them, right? We have to implement all this, okay. In 2021, let's assume that this cruise control is there. Charge car is not there and open sunroof is not there. Only Honda Maze 2023 only has this cruise control option, let's say. Okay, only that method that Honda Maze want to implement. Public void cruise control on. Only one method I'm going to override. At the rate override, just to confirm that we are writing in a proper way. Let's write override. If you're not getting an error, that is correct. We gave the method name correct and everything. So here I'll write cruise control is on. Cruise control is on. Okay, cruise control is on. Save this. Done. Now the situation here is this Honda Maze don't want to implement all these abstract methods of the parent class. Only this particular method is it want to override. Then in that case, error is still there. How to overcome this error? Only 2 ways are there. We have to implement all these unimplemented abstract methods of the parent class. That is one way. You see here, add unimplemented methods is there. Or what is the other option it is giving us? What is the Eclipse side is very smart. You see, it's giving us another option. What is the other option? Or you make this particular class also an abstract class. Or you make this particular class also as an abstract class. Got it, guys? Okay, what is the problem here? Maybe rename file to Honda Maze 2023.java. I changed it, right? That's okay. Fine. That's why you see either one way is to implement all the unimplemented abstract methods of the parent class, implement all the abstract methods of the parent class, which it is extending. Okay. Or the other way is that what is the other way, guys? What is the other way? What is the other way? What is the other way if the phone name is? What is the other way for
Making that child class is a abstract class.
yes, making the if the home damage don't want to, okay, if the home damage don't want to make it implement all these methods, if in home damage 2023 all these options are not there, it don't want to implement, right? It will not implement that. In that case, they will be inherited. These abstract methods will be inherited by the child class, and that's the reason any class containing the abstract methods here, two abstract methods will be inherited or not? Yes or no? If you don't implement, they are inherited or not? Yes or no, guys? If all the abstract methods are not implemented, overridden here, implemented here, the other two abstract methods are inherited, yes or no? The child class will also have some two inherited abstract methods, and because of which the child class has also have to become abstract. Okay, child class also has to become abstract. Any class containing abstract, at least one abstract method should be abstract. Okay, should be abstract. Now let's say this is 2022 only. Let's say this is 2022 only, and let's make it more interesting. Okay. Now, since this particular class, I'll create one more class here. I'll simply say in a single file we can create multiple classes, guys. Okay. In a single file we can create multiple. I don't have to create separate Java files here. Here I'll create one more class. Okay, but public cannot be specified here. Okay, public cannot be. I don't think my voice is breaking now. Is my voice breaking, guys? I don't have any notification my side. Is my voice breaking? No, my voice is not breaking. Ram, you have some issue at your end. Okay. Still it is breaking sometimes. Janavi, is it breaking sometimes still? Have anyone faced my voice breaking? I don't think this is from my end. Janavi and Ram, it is from your end only. Okay, it's from your end. My side network has been updated now. It's very full strength now. I don't think it's from my side. Okay, it's from your side only.
They can disconnect the meeting and then join back again.
Yeah. Whoever is facing the problem, just disconnect and connect once again so that it will be good for you. Okay. Fine then. So here another class. If I have to implement the other two inherited abstract methods of this child abstract class also, what I have to do? I have to create a child class for this Honda Amaze 2022. How to create that? Here class Honda Amaze, I'll say 2023. Extends which class this time? Car class or this class? Which class it should extend? Honda Amaze 2023 should extend which class? Car class or this class? Tell me, guys. Already cruise control is implemented in the Honda Amaze 2022. So it should extend this. It should become the child class of the 2022. Okay, like this. Now, once the moment I make this Honda Amaze 2023 class a child class of the 2022, it will ask me to implement the two unimplemented methods there. Okay, because of which the Honda Amaze 2022 has become abstract type because of these two inherited abstract methods, right? It is asking us that here. Let's assume that okay. So in this Honda 2023, let's assume that let's say this charge car option has come. Let's assume the charge car option is come. Okay, electric version has come. Let's assume the public void charge car I'll implement. Okay, charge car I'll implement. Okay, and here I'll say @override. But here, even this Honda Amaze 2023 also don't want to implement all the methods. Okay, system.out.println car charger L, right? Car charger L, right? And here there will be one abstract method or not. Method will be inherited yes or no, which is not implemented yet. There is one abstract method which is not implemented. That is open sunroof is still not implemented. Only one abstract method which was not implemented in the previous parent class is implemented here. But it has one more. So either I have to implement the two abstract methods, or remaining two abstract methods I have to implement in the child class of this particular child class which has implemented one abstract method, or I have to make this particular class as a, if not I have to make this particular class as a what? Either I have to implement them or I have to make this particular thing as
Abstract class.
Abstract. Okay. Abstract class. Okay. The moment I make this as an abstract, what is happening? For syntax error on the token, I've deleted this token. It's saying something. I don't know whether I can create this kind of abstract method classes here inside the single file. I don't remember. Syntax error on the token abstract, delete this token. Abstract. I think I gave the keyword fine. I think I have to make it part of a separate class maybe, or say what? Let's find it out. Okay. No. For the mouse, delete this token, it is saying, but that's not correct. Just close once, save this. I don't know whether a single Java file can contain multiple abstract classes. Class, what is missing? Let me see. Class is there, na? Okay, sorry. I have to provide this before the class. Okay, that is the order. Okay, that's correct. Now I understand why the error is coming. The problem was that the order in which you are specifying the keywords is wrong. You should not specify abstract keyword after the class keyword. Okay, you have to specify the abstract keyword before the class keyword only. You see, naturally we have provided the abstract keyword modifier keyword before the class keyword. Here also abstract keyword before the class keyword, but in this case we are writing abstract keyword before the class name. So class and class name should be there adjacent. It's not a class. Nothing should come in between class and class name, right? So it should be before the class. Okay, that's the reason it was giving us error. That's the only thing. Otherwise, error will not come. But still, you see, if I remove the abstract, you see error will be there. If I remove the abstract, you see it will ask me to implement or make this particular abstract. I can make it abstract and error is gone. Now, who will implement that other method? I'll create one more class. Okay, this year is 2024 anyhow. I'll just create a class again. This time not abstract class, directly a normal class. I'll create class Honda Mess 2024 extends Honda Mess 2023. That's it. It will ask you to implement. You can select this option Eclipse ID to implement that. Override is automatically coming. You don't have to write this method code manually. Okay. Eclipse ID is very smart that it will auto generate the code for you. Here write system.out.println open sunroof. Sunroof opened otherwise. Sunroof opened. Whatever you feel convenient. Sunroof opened. Like this you can write. That's it. Save this. Clear everyone? Either these child classes have to implement the abstract methods of the parent class, or they have to become the abstract classes themselves. Okay, if they are all about they are not implementing some abstract methods means some abstract methods are inherited, because of which they will become partial implementation. Because of the partial implementation, at least one abstract method is there, means that child classes or parent classes should be of the abstract classes type only. Clear everyone? So far everyone is clear about the abstract keyword, how to use abstract keyword before a method, and the method cannot have the method body, and the implementation of the method should be done by the child classes. If the child classes implement all the methods, then abstract modifier need not be mentioned before the child classes. But if that particular child class also is partially implementing some abstract methods and abstract methods are not implemented, then their child classes have to implement that. Okay, either like this in data punch, right? All the methods are implemented. You see, data punch directly all the three abstract methods got implemented by the child class. So here abstract modifier is not required. But in case of Honda Maze, you see that Honda Maze was not implementing all the abstract methods. So one of the method is implement. Two abstract methods are simply inherited. So it contains, if at least one inherited or normal abstract methods, it should be our abstract type. Its child class also is implementing only one, remaining one. Okay, one is implemented, remaining one is not implemented, and its child class has implemented the remaining one inherited abstract method. By this time, error is not coming. Why? Because at this level of the child class, all the abstract methods of the parent abstract classes got inherited by this time. That's the reason error is not coming. We have implemented all the abstract methods of the parent class at this level of the child class. Okay, that's the reason we are not getting any more error. We don't have to make this particular class abstract, because this is not an, you see, non-abstract methods are inherited by this particular child class now. Okay, this method will, charge car will be inherited by the Honda Maze, and this cruise control will be inherited by the Honda Maze indirectly, and also start car and stop car also will be inherited by the Honda Maze 2024. Clear everyone? Any doubts, any questions here? Any doubts, any questions? Anyone has not understood anything, let me know. Anyone has not understood anything, let me know.
Arun, we can keep the implemented method as it is, right? It is not mandatory to, put the codes and any other further implementation. We can keep it as it is, right? If we don't want to make any changes further.
I didn't get that. Come again. What is that,
So
Ashish?
suppose a child class has implemented all the unimplemented class from the interface, okay, or abstract
Hmm.
class. So inside the body, we can just keep it as it is. I mean, just by putting the curly bracket and without providing any
Yes,
coding
yes, that
part,
is
right?
possible.
So
Yes, that's
yeah,
not
yeah,
compulsory to implement this. If I comment this one, whatever you're saying is that the actual code you don't have to write, right? Yes.
yeah,
There is
yeah,
no need of
absolutely.
writing. Still, it will accept. Once it contains
Yeah,
a curly brace, open curly brace, and starting curly brace means implementation. It's not like you have to write some code here. Okay. A particular method has some body means that is means implemented. That's it. Okay. Whether generally we don't recommend that process. Okay. Generally we don't recommend non-implementing that. It's better to implement. Write something there. Okay. We can trick the Java in such a way that just write the curly braces and don't mention anything inside the curly braces. Still, it will accept that as implementation only, but that's not the right way. Okay. Ramya, what is your question? How about if there is no need to implement all abstract methods, then how? Means what is that question? Can you explain more about that, Ramya, so that I can answer properly?
Yeah, actually here in Honda MS 2022, here
Yes.
yeah, here all the abstract methods are already implemented, right?
If they are implemented.
Already here are implemented.
No, they are not implemented. Only one is implemented. Two are not implemented, right? On MS 2022.
No, yeah, in the next class.
This data punch is another one. Is another child class of this car class. Separate classes.
Yeah, like that.
Here,
We all implemented those abstract methods, right?
yes.
Yeah. What about if there is no need to implement all those? I mean, all the
If you
abstract.
don't implement means you should not be creating the child class, and there is no use of this abstract methods anymore. The purpose of the abstract method is about partial implementation or partial abstraction, partial hiding. Hiding means the parent class will not contain all the implementation. Its child classes will contain the implementation. Okay, or its grandchild class will contain
No,
the
I'm
intimate.
asking
That is called as
if
abstraction.
yeah, no, I'm asking if here three abstract methods are there in the parent class, right?
Yes, correct,
So
correct.
in the child classes we have implemented three abstract classes in the
In one
child
of these
classes.
classes, in the one of the child classes, okay, this data punch is one of the child class of the car class where I implemented all the three abstract methods from the parent class. Then I don't have to create any more child classes.
Yeah, okay.
Is
Can
that clear
you
or
repeat
any
again?
confusion is there?
Yeah, can you repeat that again?
Yeah, what I mean to say is that if there is child class which is implementing all the abstract methods of the parent class, right? Then there is no need of creating a child class again for this data punch.
Yeah, okay, got it. But what my doubt is here only, here all three classes, I mean, all three abstract methods are implemented, right?
Implemented,
What if
right?
there is no need, only two abstract methods need to implemented.
Then you will get a compiler error here. It will not allow you. Either you have to make that abstract class again. If you comment this out, for example, you commented this out, are all three methods no need, let's assume, okay? You don't want to implement. What is happening? The moment you do that, you are getting an error here. You have to make this particular class as abstract class. Got it? But there is a problem with abstract classes. What is the problem? For abstract classes, you cannot create the objects. What is the problem? For abstract classes, you cannot create the objects. Everyone type in the chat box. Objects cannot be created for abstract classes. Then how to access the members of the classes then? If you cannot create an object, how to access the members of the classes? There's no use, right? That's the reason we have to implement at some level of the child class. Okay. If you don't implement, you cannot use the abstract classes. Simple. You cannot use the members of the abstract classes until unless you implement all the non-implemented methods of the abstract class in their child classes. Then only in one of the child class where you implement all the methods, right? For that, you can create the object. But for abstract classes, you cannot directly create the object. Object cannot be created for the abstract classes. Simple.
Okay, okay.
Got it, na? That's how it works. Okay. If I remove this, right? Now can I create an object for the data punch here? If I remove this comment and all. 1 minute. Let me remove the comments here. Can I create object for this data punch? Data punch is not an abstract class, right? Because all the abstract methods are implemented means there is no need of providing the abstract here, abstract keyword here, right? That means, can I create an object for the data punch?
Yeah, yes.
Yes, we can create an object for data punch because it's not non-abstract class. Okay. Whereas, can I create an object for the car class? Can I create an object for the
No.
car class directly? No, not possible. Okay. So because why we can
Yeah.
create an object for the this child class is that using this object of the child class, you can not only access the overridden methods which are implementation of the abstract methods from the parent class, but this particular class is a child class of the car class which also inherits the non-abstract methods which are implemented in the parent class also. By using that object reference of the child class, which is not an abstract class, you can access all the members of the parent class. Either they are implemented in the parent class or they're implemented in the child class. All the members of the parent and child classes we can access if that particular class is not an abstract class. Okay, directly you cannot create an object for the abstract classes. Okay, here I'll write down. Object cannot be created for child classes. Got it? Objects cannot be created for child. Abstract classes. Okay, objects cannot be created for abstract classes, but we can create the objects for the child classes where all the abstract methods got implemented. Okay.
So Arun,
Yes.
so what I summarize here is like, let's say, like I don't want to create the abstract class, and then I want to inherited all the, like a parent class qualities, which is like including abstract method. So then we can go either this way, or if you want partially, then we have to make a abstract class,
Yes.
and at
This
least
way.
we need one. Yeah. Okay.
If you don't implement this here, for example, all these three methods are also not implemented, then also it has to become abstract only. Any child class which is not implementing all the abstract methods, zero methods it is implementing, or one method out of these three methods, or two methods it is implementing. If it contains at least one inherited abstract method, means that class also has to become abstract. And its child class or grandchild class has to implement it. Otherwise, the abstract keyword will be inherited like anything. Okay. Abstract keyword has to be provided for the child and grandchild classes until all the abstract methods of the parent class are inherited at that levels. Okay. Or you can implement all that in a single level also. That's up to you.
So
Clear?
it's a very simple, like if you want a partial thing, then you have to make abstract class. If not, then you have
Yes.
to
Yes. If
implement
it is
everything
partial
from the parent
implementation
class.
again, if it is again partial implementation of the abstract classes, few of the abstract classes you want to implement, few of the things you don't want to implement, then in that case, that particular class has to become abstract. And its child class has to implement. If that child class also is not implementing the full abstract methods, then its child class has to implement. Okay. Until all the unimplemented methods are of the parent class are implemented by its parent, child or grandchildren classes, there the abstract modifier has to be specified for the parent class and child class. Otherwise, if the immediate child class is implementing all the abstract methods of the parent class, then there is no need of providing the abstract modifier. Simple?
Yes. Thank you.
Clear now? Yeah, that's the only thing. Okay. The real world example is like, when you get a version of the mobile phone, let's say the developers will be using that. We don't be actually using this kind of stuff. Maybe sometimes in real time, we'll get this kind of abstract methods. Okay. For example, in real time, if you ask me, there will be some predefined classes or interfaces. Okay, let's find it out. Any predefined classes or interfaces in Java having some abstract methods. Let's find it out. Okay, so let's see how the Java developers have used these abstract methods in creating the partial implementation. Are there any predefined classes in Java having some abstract methods? Abstract methods implemented by their child classes. Okay, let's find it out. Okay, how the Java developers in real time you're asking me, right? Let's see. Let's see whatever that is. It will give a lot of examples. Is a lot of things will be there, guys, but we have to find out something that is we are very connected to, or I have already connected. Okay, I already explained that with you. Most of the things are there in collections framework or something, guys. Okay. Any such classes from non-collection framework concepts. Window adapter is one other class. Okay. Lot of predefined methods. Let it do its work. Let's find out. Okay, we have to give proper prompts to get to a kind of input stream is there. You see, java.io.input stream is there. Okay, I think we can connect with input stream. That input stream I have not covered it for you, but I'm going to take this input stream in one of the future sessions. There is file handling mechanism topic. I think I have not covered the file handling mechanism at least till now, right? There is a topic known as file handling mechanism I have to cover as part of the Java. There's something known as input stream class, and this input stream has some abstract methods. Okay, let's go to the Java library. Let's go to the Java library. Java ADK 21 API documentation, something like that. I'll go and I'll go to this one of the predefined classes in Java known as input stream. Let's go to the library of Java and click on this and go to the one of the predefined, kind of classes. Okay. So input stream, let's type input stream is one of the predefined classes. Java.io.input stream is there. Okay. Input stream, who is actually implementing this direct known subclasses or file input stream is there. Okay, generally we use this file input stream in our real time. Okay, we use this file input stream for file handling mechanism in Java that I'm going to cover in the upcoming sessions. This file input stream is one of the child classes of the input stream. Let's go to the input stream and find out. If I go to the input stream, there are some methods, guys. Methods are these methods. Which type of methods? You see, abstract methods are there. Some sample abstract methods are there. Read method is one of the abstract method. Okay, if you go to the code of this read method, what is there here? Public abstract int read. Any implementation is there? Only declaration is there, no implementation. Okay, public abstract int read. Okay, it's only, you mean to say it's abstract method. Okay, it's not the just declaration is there. It don't want to implement. Okay, this particular class is not implementing that particular method. Then who is implementing that? Its child class is implementing that. Okay, file input stream. Okay, file input stream. Let's go to the file input stream and observe that file input stream is implementing that. Is there any method that is implemented here? You see, read method. Read method is implemented here. You see, public int read. This method is implemented here. Okay, overrides the read in the input stream. Okay, so how to find it out? To find it out, guys, we can do one thing. Save this. Create one sample class here. Close all this stuff. Create one sample class. Right click new, some class with the name sample class. With main method you create. Try to create an object for the input stream. Try to create an object for the input stream. Input stream. Is equal to new input stream. Like that, I'll create an object predefined. Okay. Over the mouse. Input stream. Here you see, can you create an object for the abstract classes? Can you create an object for the abstract classes? Can you create objects for the abstract classes? No, you cannot create objects for the abstract classes, but you can do one thing, guys. In inheritance concept, I explained one thing for you. New file input stream. I can create object for the child classes and assign them to the variables of the parent classes. Is that fine? Is that fine? I can create objects for the child classes and assign them to the. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, ignore the exception. That's it. Okay, you see, you can create an object for the child class, file input stream, and assign that to the variable of the parent class. Okay, for example, if I go to the file input stream, normal input stream, you can see a method control O you type, and just type read here. Read. Just go there. Is this particular method implemented? You see, semicolon is there. Public abstract int read. The return type is there, but it's only declared here. Okay, it's only declared. But where is the implementation? Its child class is implementing this. File input stream is implementing that. Okay, file input stream is implementing that. Okay, file input stream throws. You see all the implementation. If you go to this 1 minute. Okay, I went where file input stream class only, right? Control U, right? And go to the read method and just go here. You'll find is the implementation available here for the read method of the file input stream. Is the implementation available? Yes, it is available. Okay. If you want to design, if Java developers, why they have made this input stream as a abstract class? Because they don't want to implement everything. Okay. Because the child classes can have their own implementation. Okay. This particular method can be implemented. There may be different reasons. Okay. Input stream is not the only parent class of the file input stream. Input stream is not the only parent class of the file input stream. If you see the library here, if you go back here and see the library here of the input stream, if you go to the library of the input stream, okay, it has a lot of subclasses. File input stream is only one of the child class of the input stream, which want to implement the read method of the input stream in a different way. Whereas object input stream there is one more class known as object input stream, which is also a child class of the input stream. It want to implement the read method of the input stream in a different way. Okay. For example, here instead of creating an object for the file input stream, what is that class, guys? Object input stream, right? I'll just write object input stream. Okay, so I'll just remove this part. Over the mouse here, import this. That's it. Here, constructor is object is not visible. It's saying. I don't know whether we can create an object for the object input stream or not. I don't know. I never tried this one. New object input stream. Over the mouse. No, it's not coming. Double quotes if I write, nothing is happening here. Object input. It has some interfaces and all. Object input stream. Is there any method like read method here? Yes, read method. Okay, so let's find out about this constructor also. Here some constructor will be there or something will be there. Let's see. Constructors are there. Object input stream is there. Input stream is there. Again, here I'll write new input stream. Okay, let's write it like this for a while. And new file of, you have to make it complex, otherwise you cannot understand all this stuff, guys. Okay. Import this, cannot instantiate the type input stream. Okay, sorry, file input stream, I'll say. File input stream. For the mouse, add those declaration. Done. You see, you can create the object like this. Go to the implementation of the object input stream and control OU type and go to the read method. Go to the read method, read of int, and you see it has some different implementation. Can you see that, guys? It has different implementation, right? It has some different implementation. Is the implementation in the file input stream and object input stream same for the read method, which is inherited from the inherited abstract method from the parent input stream? Tell me, guys. Is the implementation same or different? The implementation for this read method in the file input stream, which is one of the child class of the input stream. Okay, file input stream is one of the child class of the input stream. Okay, the implementation of the read method is different, and the read method of the read method abstract method, which is implemented for the input stream into this object input stream, okay, which is overridden here, has different implementation. So this is what is the purpose of the while. Okay, this is the real-time example, guys. Okay, if someone asks you, give me a real-time example, you can give this real-time example in the interviews. Okay, take for example, take this kind of thing in Java. Okay, predefined classes in Java like input stream, and input stream is an abstract class where file input stream and object input stream are the child classes which are implementing all the abstract methods of the input stream. For example, read method of the read abstract method of the input stream are implemented in different ways in the file input stream and the object input stream. That's the reason here you can either create an object for the object input stream or a file input stream and assign to the variable of the same interface. Up to you. Okay, clear everyone? What is the real-time example is clear for you? Or any doubts, any questions in this case? Clear, fine, great. Okay. Yeah, fine. So other thing, guys, other thing here is, let's open this car class and this, okay, let's open this car class, okay, where we have some implemented methods and abstract methods. And you know that this Tata Punch is a class which is actually implementing all the classes of the car class. In this kind of cases, okay, if I write a code like this, I'll just create one demo class here. I'll just create a class known as demo class. Demo with main method I'll create. With main method I'm creating. Okay, main method I'm creating. Okay, save this. And here, if I create an object for the car class, can I create an object for the car class? Tell me, guys, yes or no? Is it possible for me to create the object for the car class? Is it possible for me to create an object for the car class? No.
No.
Try to create. The moment you try to say new keyword, how to create object for any class, new keyword and car class. The moment you do that, you will get an error known as, what is the error you are getting, guys? Everyone type in the chat box. Everyone type the compiler error. You are trying to when you are trying to create an object for the abstract class, what is the compiler error you are getting? Try to type in the chat box by looking at the screen. Cannot instantiate the type car. Cannot instantiate the type car is a compiler error you are getting here. Everyone type in the chat box. What is the kind of compiler error you will get when you try to create an object for the abstract classes? Cannot instantiate the type car. Everyone type in the chat box. Cannot instantiate. What is mean by instantiate? What is mean by instantiate? Instantiate means creating object. Cannot create object. Instance means object only. Cannot create object for the type class. It's simply saying indirectly. Okay. Cannot instantiate means cannot create object. Can't create object for the car class. It's saying. Then what we can do? Can I create an object for the child class? How to access the members of the parent class, which is an abstract class? How to access the members of this class then? How to create
the child class
the
abstract.
members? Yes, we have to create a child class of the car class and implement the unimplemented methods or abstract methods of the parent class. And for that particular child class, which has implemented all the abstract methods at the any level, immediate level or any other grandchild level, for that particular class, can I create an object? For that particular class, it may be child or grandchild class, which has implemented all the unimplemented abstract methods of the parent class. Can I create an object? Yes, because it's not an abstract class, I can create new. You see, I'll give the name of the class, child class. That's it. Put a semicolon here. Use I can create object easily. I'll say TP is equal to over the mouse, create local variable. The same declaration will come. Okay. Now say TP dot. Can I access all the members of the parent and child classes? Parent abstract classes. Yes, I can do that. Start car. TP dot stop car. TP dot cruise control. TP dot charge car. TP dot. What is the other one, guys? Open sunroof. I can run this code. Yes, I can run this code. Right click run as Java application. I can run this code. And observe that, you see, all the methods got all the implemented methods, whether they're in the parent class, abstract class, or the child implemented classes are inherited and implemented methods are called here. But we cannot directly create an object for the parent class, which is an abstract class. Only for the child class, which has implemented at that level, all the abstract methods of the parent class can be created object for. Clear everyone? Clear everyone with this? Similarly, we'll try to do the same thing. I'll try to open this Honda MS 2022. We have 3 classes here. You know that car class is a parent of this Honda MS, where Honda MS 2022 is an abstract class which has implemented only one abstract method of the parent class. Can I create an object for the Honda MS here? I cannot create an object for the car class, that you already know. If I try to create an object for the car class, what is happening? I'm getting an error saying cannot instantiate. But can I create an object for the Honda MS 2022? Can I create an object for the Honda MS 2022, which is still an abstract class? No. Let's try to create. You see, new Honda MS. Okay. You see, I cannot instantiate. You see, cannot Honda MS 2022, right? 2022. You see, hover the mouse. Cannot. Okay, Honda Amaze. Yeah, spelling mistake is there. Just give me a second. Honda Amaze. Now cannot instantiate. The same error is coming. Then what about its child class? Its child class also has not implemented all the abstract methods of the parent class or grandparent class. So this is also an abstract class. Hence the reason we cannot create an object for even its child class. Okay, save all. Just whenever you get this kind of stuff, you just open and close it. That will be great. Just drag it here. Yeah, new Honda Amaze 2023. You see, you cannot create an object for this one also, guys. You cannot create this object for this one also. Cannot instantiate Honda Amaze 2023. Cannot instantiate the type. You cannot create object, it is saying. Finally, can I create an object for the Honda Amaze 2024? Can I create an object for the Honda Amaze 2024, which is not an abstract class? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. So if I have to access all the members of this car class, which are either not implemented or implemented in any of this grandchild or children classes, what I have to do, I have to create an object for the grandchild class, which has implemented all the abstract methods by the time, either inherited way or implemented by itself. Now I can create an object for the new Honda Amaze 2024. Okay, new Honda Amaze 2024. And here HAMZ 2024 is equal to create an object reference over the mouse. Create. You see, this is a shortcut in Eclipse ID, guys. If you want to have the same class here, declare over the mouse, create local variable. Appropriate class name will come here. Type will come. Eclipse ID will automatically add when you say create local variable. Now, using this object reference, I can call all the methods. Fundaments dot start car. Again, the same thing. Dot stop car. Same thing. Dot cruise control on. Same thing. Dot charge car. Same thing. Dot open sunroof. You see all the methods I can access. But I cannot create object for the any of this parent or grandchild, parent or grandparent class like R class or its in between classes. I cannot, because all these classes are abstract classes. For abstract classes, we cannot create the objects. Okay, run this code. Right click, run as Java application. Again, you will get the same thing. Car started, car stopped, cruise control is on, charge, car charge, sunroof opened is coming. Okay, but can I create in another way like this? For example, Tata Punch TP is equal to new Tata Punch, and or I can say new Tata Punch, creating object for Tata Punch and assigning that to the variable of the car class. Can I do that? Car is equal to new. Can I do like this? Car1 is equal to. Can I do this?
No.
Yes, we can do that. We can do this. You can.
But
you
car
cannot
class.
create an. Yes, you can. Are you creating an object for the car class here?
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Object you are creating for the child class. Assigning that to the variable of the parent class is possible. Even though it's an abstract class, you can define it. You can define it, but you are not creating an object. New Tata Punch is there. New car is not there. Okay. Understand that difference. Okay. Here you see multiple variations are possible in this case. Okay. What are the multiple variations that are possible here? I can create an object for the child class, for which is not an abstract class, using the new keyword. I'm creating an object for which class? Child class. That is Fundaments 2024. Okay, which is not an abstract class. But this object can be assigned to the either parent abstract class or its grandparent abstract class. That's okay. Okay. Here, if I say 2023, here say HAMZ 2023. Is it okay? Is it okay? Yes, it's okay. Okay, this is okay, guys. This is okay. Why? Because you are not creating an object for the abstract class. You are creating an object for the child class. You are creating an object for the child class and assigning that to the variable of the parent class, which is an abstract class. Okay. At this level, direct grandparent level you can do, or you can also make this like this, like this. Okay. Or you can also create an object for its parent class like this. Okay. Multiple variations I'm showing you. You can create an object for the non-abstract class and assign that to the variable of the JMZ 2022. I can say is equal to create local variable. Here 2022 I have to write. Okay. Now HAMZ 2022 you can access like this. Okay. That's okay. It's okay. Okay, done. Save this. That's it. Okay. You are creating an object for the 2024, but assigning the variable to the parent abstract class or its parent or its grandparent abstract class. Okay. Starting from car to here, any level of level you can go there. Okay. Here also again the same thing. New semicolon. Here car complete top root level grandparent abstract class car2. Okay. Is equal to here car2 dot this object reference you have to use for calling the car, and this will work. Definitely is going to work. There's no difference here. Okay. That's how the things will be there. Okay. Right click, run as Java application. This is possible in Java. I already explained about creating an object for the child classes and assigning that to the variable of the parent classes or parent interfaces. Then what is the advantage? I already explained in one of the previous sessions. In one of the previous sessions, I already covered, guys, in inheritance concept. If you remember, we can create an object for the child classes and assign to the variable of the parent classes. But here, I'm nowhere creating an object for the abstract classes. I'm creating the object for the child classes or grandchild classes, which are non-abstract type, and assigning them to the variables of the parent class. Okay, that's it. Clear, everyone? Everyone clear with this? You may get some interview questions. That's the reason I'm explaining like this. Okay, that's the reason I'm explaining like this. You may get some interview questions like, can you create an object for the abstract class? You have to say no. But can you create an object for the child class of an abstract class which has implemented all its abstract methods? Yes, we can do that. Can we assign that object to the variable of the abstract class? Yes, we can do that. Okay, like that you have to answer. Okay, some interview questions will come in this because the people can only think to some level. Okay, when you are new to Java, right, you can go to new one level, but the interviewer will try to check your knowledge in Java till where you know the where you have the knowledge. Okay, so how to implement the abstract methods of the abstract class? Who has to implement that? Can you create an object? Then can you create an object for the non-abstract class and assign to the variable of its parent abstract class? All this kind of questions you will get. You have to answer them in the interviews. Okay. As part of this concept, you should also be able to get some confidence in the Java and abstract methods. What is possible? What is not possible? Okay. Here, partial implementation, guys. Abstract modifier is all about partial implementation, partial abstraction. Okay, that is one of the object-oriented concepts, that is partial abstraction, okay, or partial implementation. If child classes has to implement remaining thing, okay, we are hiding indirectly. We are not implementing everything in the parent class. We are hiding something in the parent class and implementing them in the child class. That thing is called as abstraction. That thing is called as abstraction. Simple. Okay. So we'll also type this in the chat box. Explain. Okay, as per definition and all. Abstraction. Oops. Concept in Java. Okay, let's see. It can be implemented with the help of abstract classes and interfaces. Abstraction is one of the fundamental concepts of object-oriented programming languages like Java. It focuses on hiding the complex details of and exposing only the necessary. Hiding the complex details of the implementation and explaining only the necessary. It's not giving faster way. Okay, it's trying to reframe. We can also type in Google. Nowadays, Google also is giving the ChatGPT kind of answers. Okay, we can go to some extent. Abstraction in Java is a programming concept that allows us to hide the implementation details of a class or a method from the user. This makes it easier to understand and use a class or methods, as we only need to know what it does now, not how it does. Okay, how it does is not required. What it does is only required. Okay, how to start the car is important. Okay, we have to know what it does, but how it does is not required. Starting the car is implemented. How the car is getting started internally, the complex structure is there, right? For example, if you when you see a car, guys, can you see the everything, internal engines and everything? You will see that complex things. Do you see outside? When you see a particular car outside on the road, do you see a complex engine working out and how it is consuming the petrol and how it's converting the petrol into energy and transforming that into running and all these things? Can you see that internal engineering stuff? Can you see that? Only you will see the colors, all the dashboard, the doors, handles, steering, gear, auto gear means that is also not there, and clutch. Okay, all these things you will see. Okay, but internal implementations you will not see. That will be implemented by the child classes. Okay, that engine kind of stuff and all this will be part of the child classes. Okay, abstraction is in Java is a programming concept that allows to hide the implementation details of a class or a method from the user. This makes it easier to understand and use the class or method, as we only need to know what it does and not how it does. Okay, how the engine is actually starting the car is not required, but we can start the car, right? Still. Okay, that's what is a small line. An abstract class is a class that cannot be instantiated. All these are the implementation and all the stuff. Objects are the building blocks, sir, and object contains some properties, and we can hide them from the outer world through access modifiers. We can provide access only for the required functions and properties to the other programs. Okay. Then what else? Did we get any ChatGPT answer? Network error is saying. Yeah, let's see. What it is saying, abstraction is one of the fundamental concepts of OOPS in Java. It focuses on hiding the complexity details of the implementation and exposing only the necessary parts of an object of a class. This helps in reducing the complexity and allows the programmer to focus on the high-level logic rather than the nitty-gritty details which can be implemented in the child classes, which are the child class of the abstract classes. In Java, abstraction is achieved using abstract classes and interfaces. Simplifies complex systems. When you see something, right, you don't have to go and go to the details directly. High levelly, what is there? That abstraction is there, right? High levelly. Okay. When you go to interfaces, right, this concept will become more easy for you. When you go to the interfaces, yes, code execution, code implementation won't be visible, but you can see the definitions. Definitions will be there, but implementations will be internal. Okay. Implementations details will be hidden. That is what is called as hiding the complex implementation details to make the understanding of the programs better is called as abstraction, guys. Otherwise, simple thing is hiding the complex implementations for better visibility. But better visibility is called as, when you see a car, if you see all the engine and all, right, you will get afraid of driving that car. But if you see a car with just that steering, that clutch, brake, handle, and all those stuff, doors and all, right, then you're okay to drive the car. But if you see everything as a machine kind of stuff, right, your mind will not work, right? So complexity should be hidden at some level. Okay, that can be done with the help of abstraction. If you want, there may be some situations where some complexity should be visible, some complexity should not be visible. That's okay. Some things can be implemented, some things cannot be implemented. Okay, such kind of stuff is there. Means, for example, if you are sitting in the car and the car dashboard is there, in that some code is running, is that good? No, right? Only that car dashboard should show you some options. It should not show us a code or something. Internal implementation should be there in the software, in the internal classes and all. Only UI part should come up. Okay, so that's kind of stuff, guys. Okay, implementing the complex details into the child classes methods to promote easierness or readability or easiness, or easiness of using the stuff is called as abstraction. Simple words. Okay, we don't have to show everything to the user. Only whatever that is there we can show to the user by not making him afraid of the stuff. Okay, yes, correct. Just defining the stuff and internally hiding the implementation. Just defining the stuff. What is abstraction? Basically, abstraction is all about just defining the stuff. Abstraction means defining the stuff and internally implementing it. Okay, internally implementing the complex stuff. Okay, defining the stuff and internally implementing the complex stuff is generally used for. This is what abstraction is used for generally. Okay, this is what abstraction concept is all about. Defining the stuff, just defining the stuff at a high level and internally implementing the complex stuff and hiding that complex stuff from the users, so that users will only see the definitions. You see, in a calculator, what do you see, guys? What do you see in a calculator? If you go with a calculator, I'll open a calculator here. Calc. What do you see in a calculator? All these options you will see, right? 1 plus 1, 1 plus 2 is equal to 3 is coming. But what is the implementation? That is what internally, the complexity of this addition, how it is performing and all is internally implemented. Okay, that's what is, whatever you see is different from whatever there is implemented, basically. Okay, implementation or complex implementation is hidden. When you see a visual calculator or a car or anything that you use in real time, even this laptop or something, or whatever that you see, internal engineering will be, complexity will be hidden or abstracted from us. That is what is called as abstraction, guys. What level of abstraction is required, the developer will decide. You see, when you go with the Java library, right, you have seen that one of the predefined classes, input stream, and whose child classes are like file input stream and all, they are actually internally hiding the complexity, basically. Okay, the complexity has been derived by the child classes. Simple. That's what is abstraction, guys. Clear, everyone? About the abstraction, everyone is clear? Any questions, any other questions you have about abstraction? Interfaces I have to cover tomorrow only. I cannot cover interfaces today. I have to cover interfaces tomorrow because abstraction OOPS concept also I covered today. Don't think that I covered only abstract modifier here. Today, along with abstract modifier, I also covered the abstraction OOPS concept also. These two items are covered, abstract modifier and abstraction OOPS concept I covered. Okay, that's why I don't want to go for the interfaces. Tomorrow I'll cover interfaces, which are all about full abstraction, zero implementation, full abstraction. But let's take it separately because there are some new introductions happened in interfaces in the latest versions of Java, where you can do some implementation also. But why that kind of implementations came? What is the purpose? Still, the interface is all about full abstraction only, zero implementation only. But why the implementation possibilities have come is something that you have to know, that I cover tomorrow. Okay, why full abstraction in interfaces? Okay, zero implementation. Why latest versions of Java are allowing you to implement some methods? In which cases we have to implement the methods? How to go with the partial implementation in interfaces? All these things I'm going to cover tomorrow. Clear, everyone?
So one thing.
Yes.
Sir, can you go to Eclipse, like where you created that object, right? So we created object for parent class, right? The
Yes.
tail class or parent.
We create an
Like
object
in
for the child class and assign to the variable of the parent class.
No, the question is, sir, like this is the parent car class is the parent class. So there we
Yes.
mentioned that abstract method, right?
Yes. In the car class,
Like, can we
have the abstract methods.
Yes, sir. So can we make these what methods as a static?
I don't think so. Abstract methods cannot become static because their implementation won't be there, right?
Okay.
Because
So that
you
is
see,
the
you cannot access these members with the help of the car class. Basically, if you try to create any static keyword here, let's see. If you try to do this here, maybe these are implemented, we can do that. But I don't think this will happen with abstract methods. You cannot access them because they don't have any implementation, right? What is the use of accessing them, right?
Okay, sir.
Got it, right? Static
Yeah,
is
yeah,
allowed.
sir.
We don't have to go and think at that level, but we can make the non-abstract methods of the abstract class as static, but we cannot make abstract methods of the abstract class as static. Okay, but we generally don't go to that level in real programming, right? No one will go to that level, okay, of making them static and all. Okay, but that's a question. You got the answer. Simple. In real time, we don't use that way of approach. Okay, when people are thinking about one way of maybe you can go to the library and explore. A lot of things will come. Okay, because Java library is a very big one, right? So if you go to this input stream, let's say input stream, and there are some abstract method, we don't know what are the abstract methods. Let's see. Let's go to the input stream here and go to the abstract methods. Are there any static abstract methods? Abstract methods cannot be static anyhow. Abstract methods cannot be static. Okay. There's no possibility. But what about the static methods are there? You see in this input stream, which is an abstract class. Input stream is an abstract class. You see public abstract class input stream means it's an abstract class can contain some static methods. Okay, null input stream is a static method. Input stream dot null input stream can call. Okay, for implemented methods we can do that. For abstract methods we cannot mention as static. Variables cannot be specified with the abstract non-access modifier. What will happen if you try to create some variables with some abstract modifier? Abstract, is it possible to mention abstract int a is equal to 5 or something? Is it possible? Can I specify abstract int a is equal to 5? You see, illegal modifier will come. Okay, what is the error we are getting? Illegal modifier. Illegal modifier is the error we are getting, guys. Okay. Finally, this is a diagram I have to conclude, guys. Okay, let me draw the diagram here as part of that particular explanation. Let me, we have this again. I'll just draw this very fast so that I don't want to waste your time. Modifiers can be classified into two types. One is access modifiers, other one is non-access modifiers. Okay, first one is access modifiers. Other one is what, guys? Other one is non-access modifiers. Other one is non-access modifiers. Non-access modifiers. Okay, access modifiers and non-access modifiers. And coming to the access modifiers, we have public, then we have private, then we have default and protected. Third one is default and protected. Fourth one is protected. Okay, fourth one is protected. Then after that, non-access modifiers, we have static, final. There's a final diagram I'm drawing so that you can even take a screenshot if you want. Static, final, and the last one is the abstract modifier that I have explained today. That took a lot of time for us today because I not only covered abstract modifier today for you. Abstraction, oops concept also I covered for you. That's the reason it took some time. Yeah, coming to this public, can you specify this public before a variable method? I'll just write some short forms here. I don't want to type everything. Can you specify public before a variable? Yes. Can you specify public before a method? Yes. Can you specify a public before a class? Yes. Okay, class you can say yes. Then what about private? Private only for variables and methods. Only for variables and methods. For classes we cannot specify private. only for variable and only for methods. Coming to the default is for variables, methods, and classes for all the three items. Variable, method, and classes can be specified with default. What about protected? Only variable and method. Class cannot be specified with protected. Private and protected cannot be specified before the classes. Okay, variable and method. What about static? Static method can be there. Static variable can be there. Can there be static class? No. Only variable and method can be static. Classes cannot be static. Okay. Then final can be specified before all the three items. All the three items. That is variables, methods, and classes. What about abstract? It's kind of very different from all the other modifiers. Abstract is different where it can be specified before a class and a method, but not a variable. Okay, before a method you can specify, before a class you can specify, but before a variable you cannot specify. Only one modifier that can be specified before a method and class, but not before a variable is called as abstract modifier. Okay. This MC combination is not there anywhere. You see, VMC is there, VM is there, VMC is there, VM is there, VM is there, VMC is there, but MC is not there. Okay, that combination only comes in abstract modifier. Okay, this screenshot you can take if you want, guys. If you want to take this screenshot, you can take this. I'll also post this in the group. Otherwise, this is very important. Okay, if you know this, then you're good. Okay, with this today, right? We are done with the modifiers topic completely, guys. Tomorrow I'll cover interfaces, and after interfaces, we'll go with other concepts that are left out for us. Okay, so next topics will be tomorrow interfaces, and day after tomorrow automation will start. Okay, then we'll go with Java concepts later. Okay, then somewhere XPath expressions, and like that we'll go with mix of the stuff. Okay. So one more topic of Java is there tomorrow. That is interfaces. After interfaces is completed, we'll start Selenium for automation. Some Selenium WebDriver commands we'll see. Again, we'll revisit the Java concepts that are pending. And after that, again, we'll go with the Selenium concepts or locators concept, whatever that are left out. That's the plan, guys. That's the plan. Okay. Plan is already designed. Interfaces is only left out for us to get started with Selenium automation. Tomorrow, I'll cover complete interfaces. Okay. Tomorrow, I'll complete interfaces. And day after tomorrow onwards, I'll start with the Selenium automation. Okay, that's a plan. So I'll just post this in the WhatsApp group. Whatever the diagram I copied, right? I'll just post in the WhatsApp group so that you can get it. WhatsApp group. Yes, I'll post it here. Okay. Done, guys. Anyone have any questions? Anyone have any questions? Collections, it will be there now. It's already there here. Collections are there here. After Selenium WebDriver, Selenium for automation, array strings, wrapper classes, exception handling from Java will be there. Then packages, handling files, and collection framework will be there. This two will be covered after some portion of Selenium automation is completed. Clear, Ramya? After a few sessions of Selenium automation are completed, then we'll go for the Java again, where I'll cover the collections. You see, collections framework is there here. Fine. I'll cover everything, don't worry. Okay, I'll cover everything, don't worry. They will be covered as part of the upcoming sessions. Okay, we'll start Selenium for automation because we are kind of into very Java. So we'll take a break from Java a bit and then go for a picnic kind of stuff. Okay, with Selenium automation. Once we get a kind of feeling, right, with Selenium automation, how Java is used with Selenium automation, then we'll go with some advanced topics of Java and then advanced topics of locators, then advanced topics of Selenium, then frameworks, then live project and etc. CI/CD pipeline, Jenkins, Git, GitHub, everything will be there going ahead. Okay, we'll go with a proper plan that we discussed in the number 1 session or number 2 session of our series. Okay, training series. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Any doubts here?
Arun, I was just wondering if we completed that customize expression.
Yes, we'll do that. After a few commands of Selenium are done, once we get the real need, right, why we have to learn it, then I'll explain that. Okay, don't worry.
I was just wondering if we did it or not. I think we didn't, right?
We didn't do that. It's going to
Okay.
come. It's upcoming one.
Okay.
XPath expressions in depth is there here. Okay. This
Okay.
is the topic.
Got it.
We are here now. We are here. Where are we? In the modifiers we completed today.
Okay.
Along with that, OOPS concept we completed, and interfaces is tomorrow's topic. After the interfaces are done, then Selenium concepts, then remaining Java concepts, then XPath expressions in depth and CS selectors in depth that I have not completed it. Then advanced parts of Selenium automation will come. Okay. Then we'll go for the framework concepts and frameworks.
Got it.
Step by
Thank
step.
you.
Okay. Yeah. Welcome. Yeah. Anyone have any other questions? That's all for today. Tomorrow we'll see interfaces, guys. Okay. Tomorrow we'll see interfaces. Okay, then. Hope everyone has enjoyed today's session. We'll meet tomorrow at the same time or some time before, because I started at 8:30 p.m. today. I'm just busy with some other work, guys. Just excuse me for a few days. Till June 2nd, right? I'm kind of busy, but still I'll try to take the sessions for you no matter what. Okay, whenever possible. Maybe I'll give some breaks also in between. Okay, once my personal things are completed, right? From June 3rd or 4th onwards, we'll be very serious again. Okay, but maybe some sessions may be cancelled here and there. Just check the WhatsApp group. Okay, so I'm trying my level best to take the sessions, but there may be some situations where I may not be able to take the sessions. I'll just inform you in the WhatsApp in advance. Okay, just bear with me till June 2nd. Okay, after June 2nd, everything will be on track. Okay then. Bye everyone. See you then. See you tomorrow, where we'll go and discuss, and I'll explain about interfaces for you in a detailed manner. Okay. Bye everyone. See you. Thank you guys. Bye.